Yeah, man, that's right there. Got there about 2 hours and a half. You know how to go to emergency room, right? How did you get settled now?
I'm ready.
You're in tune to your number one station, 98.3 FM, 1280 WJAY early. Saturday morning gospel start time, our time stands at 8:30. We'll switch over to Studio B and say good morning to you, Brother Michael Jenkins.
Good morning to everyone out there. Welcome to Dee Sportswrap today on this beautiful Saturday morning as we head toward November and basketball. But I won't say basketball today. I'll just say headed toward November. And but football is still here, and we really have to think very hard about what is left for us in this football season. I want to take a look at some scores real quick, and then we'll take a look at some other things a little bit closer later on in the program. But first of all, Carolina Forest played North Myrtle Beach last night. That was a 49-7 win for Carolina Forest. Myrtle Beach and Socastee faced off, and Myrtle Beach came away with a 21-13 win there. St. James and Conway, and the winner there was St. James 36, Conway 23. West Florence played Ridgeview, and that didn't turn out very well for West Florence. They got handled 29-7. South Florence and Wilson in the Wilson homecoming game last night, and the winner there was South Florence by a score of 35-7. Hartsville beat rival Darlington 38-16. Aner and Waccamaw. I was watching some of this on TV last night, and Waccamaw is pretty good. Aner is not. Aner is still trying to run the same things that gave them success over the last couple of years, but they don't have the athletes to run it, and consequently, their offense went nowhere, and Waccamaw handled them easy, 34-0. Now, this was one that everyone was kind of anticipating. Dillon versus Marlborough County. Dillon had been struggling. Marlborough County was, doing better. But last night it was Dillon went to Marlborough County, came away with a 20-6 win. Dillon Wildcats. Loris Lions, the team that knocked Dillon off their perch a couple of weeks ago, they're still rolling. 63-12 over Georgetown. I'm going to tell you about Georgetown. They never really can seem to get it together. Mullins took a trip to East Clarendon, Turbeville, and that didn't turn out very well. East Clarendon 34-14 over Mullins there. Atlantic Collegiate in Manning. This was a lot closer than people may have thought, but Manning came away with the 16-14 victory there. And I don't know if this score is right or not. I've seen it in two sources. Someone who went to the game told me that this was not the right score. But what I'm looking at here on the WBTW 13 website is a 69-0 win, Lake City over Marion. Of course, like I said, I don't know for sure. Someone will have to correct me on that. But looking further down, Chiraw, North Central. Cheraw came away with a 42-7 win there on their homecoming. Timberland beat Andrews 21-7. And here's another one of local interest. Ladder Vikings all over Lakeview last night, 32-18. Lamar beat Lee Central 41-0. Johnsonville over Green Sea 54-13. Lumberton got beat by Terry Sanford 42-6. Whiteville, or Wyville, as you people say, 42. Fairmont 28. And there's no score for Scotland County and Purnell Sweat. And those are all the scores I got. But you know the season is winding down. Hoops is kind of upon us. Today being what, the 18th? That means that in the next 2 weeks, balls are going to be bouncing. Scrimmages are going to be had. Jamborees are going to be good to go. It's going to be on for the next 4 months or so. November, December, January, February, March. But I've got something much more interesting right now for you, and that is the dates for state championships coming up. Football, that is. The tournament starts, it seems like, across the board on the 7th of November. And it will end, especially in this case, 4A, it will end on the 6th of December. That's where the state championship is going to be played. And it's going to be played at Oliver Dawson Stadium on the campus of South Carolina State University. So looking at the others, okay, let's see. So this is going to be 5A Division II right here. I'm going to tell you about right now. It starts on the 7th as well, and it ends on the 5th of December. Again, it's going to be played at Oliver Dawson Stadium on the campus of South Carolina State University. Let us see here. 5A Division I, they will wrap their state championship up on the 6th of December, again at Oliver Dawson. A lot of people are kind of screaming here about Oliver Dawson and how they should have this thing at Clemson or Carolina, and that's the way they used to do it. I don't know what happened. I personally don't have a problem with it being on the campus of South Carolina State University. Why would I? I mean, I understand what they're saying, that the kids may deserve, or they may have deserved, a bigger venue, because in other states you have the games being held in college and sometimes pro stadiums as well. So I understand what they're saying. As far as honoring the kids are concerned, I can see it. But this is what we got. I mean, we just came out of this thing with basketball where it was being played down here in Florence. And they had taken it away from University of South Carolina, or they had given it up or whatever. But that's Class 5A Division I. 3A, they will start on the 7th as well, and they will wrap theirs up on the 5th of December. Same venue. Let us see. 2A, same thing, and they will also end on the 6th at 4 o'clock. And what's going to happen here is that they're going to be kicking people out, from what I understand. People are going to get kicked out of the arena after their game is played. And since this is some kind of revenue sharing deal, I'm told, then they're going to have to clear everybody out because the proceeds from the game are going to be split, where the schools are going to get a certain percentage of it. I guess the only way they can determine that is by kicking everybody out and then starting over again. I hate it. I'm not going to the games like that. You need to get it together or leave it alone. Because kicking people out of a stadium on a state championship Saturday is just not a good look. And I understand they're doing it here because, number one, Oliver Dawson is not that big. Then again, when I think back over the years at the state championships that I've attended, wasn't exactly packed out. So it seems like they can go ahead and, go ahead and let the people in the game. But it's when you talk about all these schools and all these different programs, yeah, Oliver Dawson is probably going to get filled up, and it's probably going to be, not well. I know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I just hope that it works out for them. But those are the dates for the state championships coming up. Starts on the 11th and goes through the 5th and also the 6th of December. Now, let's take a look at, and I didn't have a chance to prepare my poll today like I wanted to, but I'm going to, we'll just see if we can do it on the fly. All right. So let's look at the state rankings here. And we got Abbeville still hanging on to the top spot. And then number one over Bamberg, Earhart. And then, hold on 1 second, please. Taylor, can I get a little musical interlude there? I was left all alone. Fault was my own. Tears covered me. And I need some reason. Here searching for keys to my soul. Brought to my knees. I was left to be. Still this last one in the stand out so. Even with the odds of and so Abbeville is ranked number one. And number three in this poll is Carver's Bay. So that's why Carver's Bay will appear this week in my poll as number two. They'll remain at number two. South Florence, after their victory last night, will be number one. I'm thinking it's still going to be number one. Let's go to 5, 4, 8, 5, 8, 4. Yep, old South Florence, man. And they won last night over Wilson, as I said. So therefore, they will be, and they're number two in the state overall. So South Florence is number one. Taylor, can I borrow? Oh, flip back. So South Florence is number one. Carver's Bay is number two. Last week we had Sumter at number three. Did Sumter win last night? I think they did. And if they did, they will stay where they are. Sumter Gamecocks. There you go. Okay, so Sumter remains in the poll at number 3. Loris will stay at number 4, and Dillon will stay at number 5 because they won last night over Marlborough County. So here you go, Tate. So there you have it. Now let's look a little closer at Marion and Mullins and all of that, because they are Man, season's not turning out too well, especially for Marion. Mullins at least has a chance at a playoff berth. Marion doesn't. At this point, they really have no hopes. Well, they got 2 games left. They could win. They could win out and sneak in, I guess. But let's just look at where they are right now and what they have to do to get themselves out of this conundrum they find themselves in. Well, turns out here's that score again. So I see this score 3 places. So it probably has to be a legitimate score. And that score is 69-0, Lake City over Marion. Marion will finish their season off at Manning and at East Clarendon the next couple of weeks. Manning got by Atlantic Collegiate last night, and of course, East Clarendon took care of Mullins last night. So that's neither of these teams are anything that they have to look forward to right now. So, but what I wanted to do as well today is I wanted to take a look at. Before I do that, we'll go ahead. I didn't do a thorough job. Right. So let's go back and let's go all the way through the rankings. I was thinking the other day that it's hard for me to believe that things have fallen so far in Swamp Fox football that they are on the verge of 2 consecutive 0-10 campaigns. I already know that I've never seen anything like that happen before here. I already know that this has to be the low point of all time. It's just so shocking to think about. When these last 2 games had been played, the prospects of Marion being 0-20 in 2 years is out there. 0-20. It's unacceptable. And it's unacceptable on any level. But it's definitely unacceptable. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen over here. I don't know what's going to happen. But all we know is that something needs to happen because this cannot continue, obviously. Just can't continue the story. Looking at the 5A Division II, Dutch Fork, they're still number 1. They got beat a couple weeks ago, but apparently that didn't affect their ranking, or maybe it did, but maybe they re-rolls after the other guys lost. But Dutch Fork is ranked number 1 in 5A Division I. They are followed by Irmo at number 2. Northwestern is number 3. Northwestern is number 3. Somerville is number 4, but I think Somerville got beat last night. Ridgeview should move up. Greenwood is number 6. T.L. Hanna is 7, followed by White Knoll, Dorman, Gaffney, Indian Land, James F. Burns, James Island. Spartanburg is 14. Stratford is 15. Spartanburg has had a really tough schedule this year. Sumter is ranked number 16, and they are followed by Carolina Forest, Greenville, Hillcrest. Berkeley checks in at 20. They are followed by Clover at 21, Rock Hill at 22, Ashley Ridge 23, Catawba Ridge 24, and River Bluff is the 25th ranked 5A Division I team in the state. So let's see. Let's go to. Yeah, the games are whittling down to a precious few, and playoffs will be starting in a couple weeks. So the question is your team ready for a playoff run? Okay, this is 4A. 4A is led by number 1, South Point. The South Point's been knocking at the door. Then you have the local here from Florence. South Florence is number 2, and they've been cruising along. They're at 6-1. North Augusta, ranked number 3. It's kind of odd because I don't remember Camden being this high early on, but here they are at number 4. Great Collegiate Academy is ranked 5th, followed by AC Flora, Daniel, Seneca, Wren. West Side is 10, Hartsville. Now, Hartsville had an inauspicious start to the season, but they have collected themselves and now they're back on track. Red Fox Nation. They are ranked number 11. Number 12 is Midland Valley, followed by Hilton Head. Wow, I don't know that I've seen Hilton Head ranked this high in a long, long time. But there they are at 13. They are followed by Bluffton at 14. Gilbert at 15. Wilson Tigers at 16. Chances are they'll drop there because they got beat last night. Then you have Lower Richland, Crestwood, Greer, May River, Brooklyn Casey, Bishop England. York is 23. Fountain Inn is 24. And Emerald is the 25th ranked team in Class 4A for this particular week. Let's take a look at 3A. 3A, what do we have here? Okay, so Oceanside Collegiate is the number 1 ranked 3A team in the state, and they're followed by Belton Honeypath and Newberry is 3. Mountain View Prep is 4. Woodruff is 5. Loris Lyons is 6. Powdersville 7. Dillon is 8, followed by, what is that? CC, whatever. CCEHS is the number 9 ranked team. Marlboro County Bulldogs. They are number 10. Chances are they're going to drop because they got beat last night. Orangeburg Wilkinson is 11. Broome is 12. Silver Bluff is 13. And they are followed by Crescent, Southside Christian, Waccamaw, Hanahan, Pendleton, Swansea, SJCHS, West Oak is 21, Chapman is 22, followed by Fox Creek, Aner, Union County. Now, I don't see how Aner could be ranked really at all. From what I seen last night, Aner is a long way off. And it's kind of weird because over a few years span, they had gotten good and nobody really wanted to play them anymore. But it looks like they've fallen back now and no one is really afraid of them anymore. Their offense last night was really inept. I mean, they were doing the same stuff, but it just wasn't working. So what did they do? They kept doing it. And it kept not working. Let's think about the colleges for a minute. The local colleges and what are they doing going into this weekend? And I want to take a look at, of course, you folks know about the shooting that took place on the campus of South Carolina State University a couple weeks ago. Some kid came down from Colombia with a gun and started shooting the place up. One little girl who was visiting for homecoming, just a youngster, she caught a bullet. She's dead. But you know what? All you have to do is look around this area right now. Every day, there's some shooting, some killing. Almost every day. Now, focusing on that in the next couple of days, look at places like from Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Conway, Marion, Mullins, Ainer, Darlington, Bennettsville, Lake City, Hemingway, King Street. Just look at those places alone for a couple of days and you'll see what I mean. First of all, where are all these guns coming from? The guns are coming from the establishment who want you dead. So they put the guns in your hands so you can do the dirty work for them. It's crazy right now. I've never seen so many shootings in my entire life. It's nonstop. But what are you going to do? You want to resolve every argument with a gun? Okay. But once you kill somebody, that person's gone forever. And you've not only affected that person, you've affected their whole family, generations. You affected generations with your act of madness, because that's what it is. Yep, it's always talking about about the rights of people to have guns, rights to bear arms. That's all great. But why you got to have military-grade weapon on the street? Those guns are made for what? Killing people in war. They're on the street now. That's why you have all the mass murders. One of those guns, you can wipe out a whole room of people. And they're doing it. It's really sad. It's really sad and it's really tragic. At any rate, let me take a look at something else here. Okay, let's talk about the Clemson Tigers for a minute. And right now, the Clemson Tigers are sitting with a record of 2-2, 2-2 in their conference. 2-2. And they've had their ups and downs early on. Dabo has lost his mind. He's, can't stand the criticism, can't stand the heat. But here they are at 2-2, 3-3 overall. So not too bad, Clemson. The Gamecocks are in a very tenuous position as well, as they come in as the 11th best team in the SEC, which could be better than the 5th best team in the ACC, because the SEC is stacked. So we're looking at they're 1-3 in the conference and 3-3 overall. And looking at the remainder of their schedule, I think it's very possible they don't win another game this year. I mean, in the conference. Now, we don't know about the Clemson game. That's always interesting. But right now, they're sitting at 3-3. Gamecocks, baby. Benedict. And Benedict is interesting because Benedict is at Division II now, I believe. And they're looking at a 6-0 record right now. 5-0 in the conference. Fayetteville State, Central State, Tuskegee. They beat Tuskegee on the 18th. They beat Clark Atlanta on the 27th. That's 45-24 and 59-24. And they beat Allen in the HBCU Classic, 38-28. Now, I know when Allen basically started their program, it wasn't that long ago, but all of a sudden they're doing good. You got Coastal. I had them up here as well. And Coastal is also doing well. Coastal is sitting at 2-1 in their conference, 3-3 overall, 2-1 at home, and 1-2 on the road. They won their last game. But anyway, I think what else do I have here? We got the NBA season gets underway this week. And by the way, LeBron James is already out until November. Yeah, he has a sciatica nerve problem. Yeah. Sciatica nerve. The Warriors look pretty good. I mean, I was talking bad about Horford, but he looks pretty good to me as well. So maybe they're going to get their act together this year and make a run. But the Yankees got eliminated from the playoffs. Obviously, the Dodgers are the team to beat now, obviously, in the World Series coming up. And nobody's going to beat them. And I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. But they're good, and they're the best, and they're probably going to win again. Anyway, that's all the time I have. I'll be back next week with more Dee Sportswrap. Peace.